What is up, guys? Back in today with another reaction to Natsume Yuujinchou, this time with season 6 episode 6, I think it is. Finished off the really awesome couple episodes focusing on, I can't remember his name, but Natori's, I want to say, like, I wouldn't say mentor, I guess, older brother figure. I'm not really sure exactly what, but something in between those two, which was really awesome, quite emotional, as fortunately the yokai did end up understanding what exactly was going on and getting released from their contracts, which was unfortunate, but yeah, really touching episode, and really awesome payoff for the episode before, I think. I can't remember what we have today. No, it's not coming to me, but look forward to it. Do let me know what you guys think about this one though down in the comments. Make sure to leave a like on the video if you guys would like, and subscribe to the channel if you do want to keep up to date. I mean, I only watched it literally a couple of days ago, so what the hell did the preview show us? It's just not coming to me. As I've mentioned a few times, we're about halfway through the season now, so we will have a couple specials and then a couple movies after this, after the specials. And I'm really looking forward to those movies. Although I think one of the movies is one of the lowest rated things from the franchise, so still very highly rated, but comparatively it's, yeah. Oh, I remember now, yeah. These two are going to be a major focus, aren't they? What the... Yoroshiku. Little do you know. Little do you know. Even if he couldn't see yokai, just what he's gone through as a kid is interesting in general anyway, isn't it? Moving around so much, the experiences he had. And it's like, it's quite interesting as well. I never spoke about this, but the yokai element, I mean, it's important, like, don't get me wrong, but it's like you see plenty of this kind of stuff with kids that have lost their parents and end up getting like fostered and such. Anyway, Joe, I thought that was a pineapple, to be honest with you. I did not think that was bread. But yeah, you like the yokai aspect. If that was totally removed, it could just be again kind of seen as just like a normal, I say normal, a kid that got fostered and moved around a lot, and it could just be like, could be any kid's story. Country bumpkins. Well, you are. But not actually like making fun of in a bad way. So going back in time again. I do always like these rewinds. This one doesn't rewind too much, but I do like these. Start off the season with something quite similar. I mean, not really quite similar, but a bit of a rewind. I was just finding this guy just imagine this guy comes to your school like this and you just start finding in these places just passed out and sleeping. What the hell's wrong with this guy? Or just sleeps anywhere. A nice yard you got there. I gotta say, he is very perceptive, isn't he? That's not a good look, is it? Your friend runs out of your house like that. So, not a good look. It's just being nice. And doesn't look great, but again, I appreciate how this guy's attention to detail. Although I say that, it's quite interesting considering his disposition with women not being so good. Good at he's good with his friends and looking after them and attention to detail, but not so much with women, it seems. Not that we've seen him doing that a lot, if you know what I'm saying, but so it does seem like Japan. I think I mentioned this. I'm not sure if it was my Natsume video, but it does seem like Japan has a similar grading system to America, where you need a quite high percentage pass, whereas in the UK, like anything over like 30% is usually like a pass. But that's the thing. In the I mean that sounds bad, but I think I don't know if I mentioned this in my Natsume video, but there's like a maths test, for example. That there's the easier maths tests where you need to get like 60-70% to pass, and then anything higher than that you get a good grade. And then there's the one that I've done, which is it's a lot of a harder test, but you only need like 30-40% to actually pass. I think I ended up getting like 50 or 60%, and that was like a B, low B, mid B, or something like that. So yeah, I mean, I think it's the smarter option to go with the harder one that you need less points, because I was always quite good at math, so that was almost like assured I would do well. I think there's a little bit more variance in the lower one, even though the questions are easier. I don't know. My teacher just recommended most people do the higher one if they were quite good at maths, and the people that were less good do the lower one. But yeah, I'm not sure why that was recommended. But yeah, it's just really interesting. I think I mentioned also when I did talk about it in one of my latest videos that I think especially like a lot of American tests, it seems are like multiple choice, which makes it a hell of a lot easier. And having an open question is a hell of a lot harder than having choices for a question, because usually, no matter what the question, you can mark some off. There's like not even a possibility, and then things are kind of down to luck, if that makes sense. It really puts things like you can get lucky and do well on the exam. I don't think that should be a thing. Um, so it does seem like there is some kind of yokai element going on here, but what he said there, I can imagine people perhaps saying to me, because I'm quite introverted, I do like staying to myself, and I think people might see it. I think especially extroverted people do see it as like, because they can't see. Like, I like to pride myself on. Sorry to pause and go into another rant here, but I like to pride myself on being able to kind of see from different points of view and taking in multiple kind of perspective of things, and that's why I love anime, because I love the amount of characters and the different views of things that we see, and that's one of my favorite things about media in general, is the characters and the story of the characters, and understanding their emotions. Like, for example, it's not my favorite movie ever, but one of my favorite movies is Blade Runner, the original, just because of how awesome it is as a viewer to kind of meld into the experience and be like, huh, is he a skin job, or is he a human? And it's like you really feel the perspective of Harrison Ford. I forget the name now off the top of my head, but you really feel like you're in his perspective, and I love that kind of feeling and kind of understanding things like that. One of the only movies I've ever seen like that, so I do bring it up a lot. But I really love that kind of experience. So I think this was definitely for me. I mentioned many times on my channel how I kind of changed personality. Sort of, I gained an inner voice when I kind of became an adult, about 17, 18. And I started thinking about what I'd say out loud, whereas before that, things were just anything that came to my head would usually come out. I'd usually be like the class clown. People probably laughing at me because I was just said anything that came to mind, and I was a bit probably mean in what I said to some people, because again, everything would just kind of blurt out, and you don't really give thought to what you say affects people. And I think that is that. And I was quite extroverted then. I was quite a bad boy. We call it, quite a delinquent. Yeah, I was quite extroverted. I was popular, I guess you'd say. And yeah, I'm a million miles away from that now. And during that period, it was a case of, yeah, you don't look from other people's perspective. So I think yeah, it's just hard to for extroverts. It's hard to gauge what an introvert is kind of like truly thinking. So you might think things of, oh well, they're too good for me. They don't even want to talk to me. They don't even want to converse with other people. They think they're better than everyone else, and all these things. And I can understand how you would think that, but from someone that's gone from that to now being very introverted, very to myself, kind of keep to myself because things are just kind of less dangerous and such that way. I like being quite quiet and not really don't really talk too much in like groups of people and such. I'm much better like one on one and so on. I pretty much again done like a 180. From now my perspective of being that person, it's like, well, I just don't want any trouble. I just yeah, that's the main thing. I don't want any drama. I don't want any trouble. Just want to keep to myself, do what I'm here to do, not make a fuss about it. Don't want to affect anyone else is one of the main things. I don't want to impact anyone else's experiences in anything kind of negatively. And it's quite selfless from my point of view, but from my old point of view, I can understand how it might look quite selfish actually, even though that's totally not the case. So yeah, just thought I'd give my thoughts on that. Like I said, it was a very interesting time for me looking back, going from again doing drugs, drinking underage, being friends with the delinquents, me being a delinquent as well, being quite popular with. That was probably my popular time with women, and in general, kind of meeting people. I'd make friends really easily and quickly. And yeah, again, that's just like a million miles away from what I'm like now. As with like the what you expect from someone that does watch anime, like the cliched kind of, I'm not shutting per se because I do go out and play football and do meet my friends sometimes and such, but I do spend a lot of time alone by myself, just again watching anime, playing games and movies and so on. So whereas before I would take any chance I could to get out of the house and meet my friends and go do something bad. I kind of live two lives in that way, and I'm glad I have switched. Is the thing. I'm glad it went this way around as well. I wouldn't have liked to have gone from that to the extrovert person I was, because as an adult, I think that is. Although I can appreciate people like that, genuine people that say whatever they want. It also again is very dangerous, not just to yourself but to others. So he has heard Nyanko talk. Yoroshiku. Stop talking to the bloody cat. I'd rather talk to a cat than me. But yeah, on what I said a minute ago, I've definitely felt people think, which is weird to say because you can't feel someone's thoughts. But I've definitely like, again, I'm quite good at judging rooms and judging people's like thoughts and stuff without them outwardly saying it. And I've definitely felt that opinion that he had on me from other people. Like, why is he not getting involved? Why is he being selfish and like not doing this and so on? And it's just I just yeah, I just want to be simple. That's why I relate a lot to Yoshikage Kira. That's why he's probably my favourite JoJo's character. Away from the hand and freaky stuff, I just found him very relatable. So now we're gonna get his perspective. I really like that. That was really nice, wasn't it? Okay, yeah, we are. Cool. Yeah, I do also sometimes feel bad when people, because I do quite get along with extroverts actually, more often than not. I do kind of feel bad though when sometimes those people like try and get me like majorly involved and I just kind of don't want to. Like I will try and like go along with it sometimes, but sometimes I feel bad like letting them down, in a sense. Because you can tell they're just being kind of good natured and wanting everyone to like get involved and such. And it's like it's hard to explain. You just don't want to. I'm just a little bit antisocial. Can't really just say that though, can you? Yeah, that is slightly embarrassing, but it's true. Like that's something you'd be really embarrassed to say. Like you wouldn't say that, but you'd be thinking that. So you can appreciate someone actually coming out and saying that. Honestly, it's probably the best environment to find a girlfriend. I live in the country now. I didn't used to, and that's probably affected my disposition as well. I imagine. I like the yeah, I just like the vibe of things out in the country. But like if you do keep thinking about stuff like that, it kind of resonates into a reality. Though I understand where it's coming from for sure. Scared them off. Oh, don't keep them out. Taking out ghosts now. Bit of a public service. Oh, looks like I got locked in. The easy thing to do here, isn't it? Is just go down to the first floor and open a window and jump out. Suzu? So he's seen some supernatural stuff as well. This one a little bit less explainable than the talking cat, I think. That's strange. So there was teachers there. That very much did kind of, yeah. I mean, it looks exactly the same except for there's no one there, but it's almost like a world layered on top. It's lovely hearing those words from Natsume, isn't it? I will say that's one thing I'm really not good at. Like I said, I'm probably very bad at letting people know my actual inner thoughts now. I think again, as much as I do see it as a positive, kind of turning into an introvert, it is like as I said, that's the negative side of it. Not actually giving out my real thoughts. It's one of those things where a lot of the time it's just like if you haven't got anything nice to say, don't say anything. It's not like I've always got something nasty to say. Don't get me wrong, but I just like I don't really like complaining too much or anything as much as I do that on my YouTube channel. Not all that often, to be honest. If the show's bad or something, I usually just end up dropping it. But yeah, there's plenty of times where it's just like you say something just to go along with it. As I said earlier about like someone like wanting you to get more involved and such, you just kind of go along with it. Say what you think will please them until things are done. So that's definitely like a negative of mine. That's something I really appreciate from people that are very kind of matter of fact and upfront, like to say whatever the hell they want. I really appreciate those type of people. Maybe a bit envious of them, perhaps. Something I need to get better at. The thing I guess I've always been a people pleaser in different types of ways. Like I said earlier, like even though I was very different, I would try and kind of again try and make people laugh and do silly stuff just for the entertainment of other people and some kind of satisfaction getting there. Satisfaction I don't really know, but it's kind of same but different now. Where it's just like you do that to kind of fill in what they expect to be like normal or something, and just to go along with things. It's like similar but in a different type of way of like people pleasing and thinking about what other people think about you. And it's much easier to say that you shouldn't care what other people think about you than it actually is. But some really interesting topics covered today. To be honest with you, I almost wish that we had 2 separate episodes for each of them. Gomochi's benefactor. More Reiko, love to see that. Looking like a giant. Looks like almost a full Reiko episode. Love the look of that. You guys know I love my Reiko segments, but as I said, really awesome episode. I do kind of wish that we did have one episode for each of them. I think that would have been a bit cooler. But I'm glad we did get some time with them, because we've never really had a major focus on either of these two, have we? They've always been involved to certain degrees, but never to this extent. But yeah, especially the first half of the episode I really liked. There was a lot of stuff really resonating with me here. More so about how others kind of view me, rather than like, that wasn't relatable for me, but it was relatable in terms of other people interacting with me, I think, and me kind of gathering what they think of me and such. I thought that was really interesting, and I do think we got some really lovely lines in the second half, with Natsume saying some things, which is really cool. But yeah, really awesome episode today. Love this. Love this a lot, actually. I guess they both have seen kind of a couple supernatural elements with Natsume as well. They just they seem to never brought it up. They just something they've accepted, I guess. But yeah, let me know what you guys thought about this one down in the comment section. Let me know if you guys had any similar experiences to me or anything, or if you guys can relate to this to different degrees. As I said there at the end, with the whole kind of pleasing people in 2 different kind of forms, I think that'll kind of carry over to a lot of what is relatable about this episode. You can kind of relate to maybe a lot of what I said, but in very different kind of various ways, perhaps. But again, let me know what you guys thought in the comments. Make sure to leave a like on the video if you guys did like, and subscribe to the channel if you do want to keep up to date with these reactions. And I'll see you guys next time with episode 7.